In this video, we'll break down how Malthus and the 1834 Poor Law, in the social context of A Christmas Carol, brought the novella to life, so let's get started. Malthus and the 1834 Poor Law, social context of A Christmas Carol. To fully understand the social criticism in A Christmas Carol, we need to take a closer look at two important factors in Victorian society: the ideas of Thomas Malthus and the introduction of the 1834 Poor Law. These elements shaped how the wealthy and government viewed poverty and the poor during Dickens' time. To fully understand the social criticism in A Christmas Carol, we need to take a closer look at two important factors in Victorian society: the ideas of Thomas Malthus and the introduction of the 1834 Poor Law. These elements shaped how the wealthy and government viewed poverty and the poor during Dickens' time. Thomas Malthus and his views on population. Thomas Malthus was an economist and demographer who became famous for his theory on population growth. Malthus argued that population growth would inevitably outpace the food supply, leading to widespread famine, disease, and poverty. He believed that poverty was a natural consequence of overpopulation and that the poor should not be supported by the state, as this would only encourage more poor people. In essence, Malthus viewed poverty as something inevitable, a natural check on population growth that would help maintain balance in society. His views were widely accepted by many at the time, especially by the wealthy and political elites who felt that the poor were responsible for their own suffering. The 1834 Poor Law and its impact. In 1834, the British government passed the Poor Law Amendment Act, which aimed to reduce the cost of poor relief. The law stated that anyone who wanted to receive aid from the government had to enter a workhouse, institutions, designed to house and discipline the poor. The workhouses were notorious for their harsh conditions, and families were often separated, with men, women, and children placed in different areas. The law was designed to make life so difficult in the workhouses that people would be discouraged from seeking assistance. It was a reflection of Malthus's beliefs. Poverty was seen as a moral failing, and the poor were expected to suffer for their condition. Rather than offering help, the government believed that the poor should be punished and forced to work in conditions that were often unbearable. Malthus and the attitudes in A Christmas Carol. So why is this important for A Christmas Carol? Well, Scrooge at the beginning of the novella reflects the attitudes of many of the wealthy towards poverty. When he is approached for a charitable donation, he dismisses the idea, suggesting that the poor should go to workhouses or worse, die and decrease the surplus population. This is a direct echo of Malthus's views. Scrooge believes that poverty is the result of personal failure and that the poor do not deserve help. Through the character of Scrooge, Dickens critiques these cold, heartless views. As Scrooge learns from the three spirits, poverty is not a result of personal failure, but a social issue that requires empathy, kindness, and responsibility from the wealthy. Dickens' opposition to Malthus and the Poor Law. Dickens, having witnessed the struggles of the poor firsthand, was an outspoken critic of both Malthusian ideas and the 1834 Poor Law. He used A Christmas Carol as a vehicle to argue against these harsh, dehumanizing views. The transformation of Scrooge is symbolic of the possibility of change. He comes to realize that the poor are not to blame for their condition and that society has a duty to care for the most vulnerable. Thanks for watching this short dive into the impact that Malthus and the 1834 Poor Law had on A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This video is part of the GCSE ByteSize Bits series, where we break down the most important elements of A Christmas Carol to help you understand and analyze the novella for your studies. Be sure to check out the other videos in the series, where we dive into everything from character analysis to key quotes. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if there's anything specific you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.